Have you ever felt like you were born in the wrong body? Maybe you're a dog person trapped in a cat lover's world or a night owl forced to be a morning lark. Well, let me introduce you to someone who takes this feeling to a whole new level. Meet Finneas, a charming, fluffy ginger cat with a very peculiar ambition. Finneas doesn't want to chase mice or nap in sunbeams. No, Finneas wants to be a flamingo. Yes, you heard that right. A flamingo. We're not entirely sure where this obsession came from. Maybe he saw a nature documentary late one night. Perhaps a plastic lawn ornament in the neighbor's yard sparked his imagination. Whatever the reason, Finneas has dedicated his 9 lives to becoming the world's first feline flamingo. His training regimen is unconventional, to say the least. Every morning, while other cats are demanding breakfast, Finneas practices standing on one leg. It started with a wobble, a quick paw down, and a look of sheer determination. Now, he can hold the pose for a solid 30 seconds, especially if there's a treat involved. He's even started tucking his other leg up, trying to mimic that classic flamingo silhouette. It's a sight to behold, a fluffy orange statue of hope and questionable balance. But being a flamingo isn't just about standing on one leg. There's the matter of diet. Flamingos get their beautiful pink color from the pigments in the algae and crustaceans they eat. Finneas, being a discerning gentleman, turned his nose up at algae. Shrimp, however, that's a different story. His owner, bless her heart, now buys him tiny cooked shrimp as a special treat. Finneas delicately eats them, probably believing each one is bringing him closer to his true pink self. So far, he's still resolutely ginger, but you can't fault a guy for trying. Then there's the flocking behavior. Flamingos are social birds. Finneas, in his quest for authenticity, has tried to form his own flock. His first attempt involved herding the garden gnomes. He'd nudge them with his head, trying to get them into a tight-knit group. When they inevitably failed to cooperate, he'd sit among them with a sigh, a lone flamingo in a sea of silent, pointy-hatted companions. His next attempt was with the neighborhood pigeons. This went about as well as you'd expect. He'd stand on one leg in their midst, puffing out his chest. The pigeons, however, were not impressed. They just cooed, pecked at the ground, and generally ignored his attempts to initiate a synchronized head-bobbing routine. It was a clear failure in interspecies communication. Finneas learned a valuable lesson that day. You can't force flock dynamics. One of the most iconic flamingo traits is their unique honking call. A cat's meow is, well, not very honk-like. But Finneas gives it his all. He'll stretch his neck, open his mouth wide, and let out a sound that's somewhere between a yowl, a chirp, and a rusty door hinge. It's his version of a flamingo's call to its flock. His owner says it's particularly loud at 3 a.m. He's not just asking for food. He's calling out to his spiritual brethren across the savannas and wetlands of the world. Let's not forget the head-tucking nap. You know how flamingos rest their heads on their backs? Finneas has mastered this. He'll curl up in his cat bed, contort his surprisingly flexible spine, and tuck his head right between his shoulder blades. It looks incredibly uncomfortable, but he seems to sleep soundly, dreaming, no doubt, of wading through crystal-clear lagoons with hundreds of his pink-feathered friends. His owner, wonderful woman named Clara, has fully embraced her cat's unique identity. She bought him a shallow pink kiddie pool for the backyard. On hot summer days, Finneas will happily wade in it, lifting his feet high with each step. Just like he's seen on TV, he'll dip his head under the water and shake it out, sending droplets flying everywhere. He's not just a cat splashing in a pool. In his mind, he's a magnificent flamingo cooling off in a tropical paradise. Clara even knitted him a little pink sweater for the winter. Not because he was cold, but because, in her words, every flamingo deserves to be fabulous in pink. Finneas wears it with an air of pride, strutting around the house like he's on a runway. The sweater, combined with his one-legged stance, makes for an unforgettable image. Of course, Finneas hasn't completely abandoned his cat instincts. A laser pointer dot will still send him into a frenzy. Flamingo dreams momentarily forgotten. He'll still purr like a motorboat when you scratch him behind the ears. And a cardboard box remains the most fascinating object in the universe. He's a complex individual, a beautiful blend of feline and, well, aspiring avian. But why? Why this burning desire to be a flamingo? Maybe it's about standing out from the crowd. In a world of cats, he chooses to be a flamingo. It's a bold statement. It's about chasing a dream, no matter how absurd it might seem to others. Finneas isn't bound by the label of cat. He's a dreamer. He sees a world of possibilities beyond the catnip mouse and the afternoon nap. He teaches us something important. It doesn't matter if you're a cat who wants to be a flamingo, or a person who wants to be an artist, an explorer, or a chef. What matters is the passion, the dedication, and the courage to pursue what makes you feel alive. Finneas might never turn pink. He might never grow long, spindly legs or a gracefully curved beak. But in his heart, in the way he carries himself, he is already the most magnificent flamingo the world has ever seen. So, next time you see your own pet doing something a little strange, maybe don't just laugh. Maybe, just maybe, they're chasing their own flamingo-sized dream. And they could probably use a little encouragement and perhaps a few extra shrimp. Thank you so much for watching Finneas's incredible journey with us today. If his story brought a smile to your face, please hit that like button and subscribe for more amazing animal tailies. Let us know in the comments what your pet's secret ambition might be. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep dreaming big.